Hello, friends, and welcome to another edition of the TV is Our Real Mom podcast. I'm Dave,
I'm Catie. Am I
and
echoey? Am I
no,
making
you're
an echo?
you're good. You're good
Okay,
now. We'll
good.
see how this goes. We're live streaming. Feel
Trying.
free to ask us any questions. We've had a lot of tech problems in the past, so you never know.
Last
Uh,
week was cursed. This week
yes,
is fine.
it's gonna be fine.
It's
You
all
know,
fine.
Denise broke the curse this week.
I don't feel cursed.
Ethan lifted us up. So we're ready to rock and talk about
My
episode
heart's been
4.
my heart's been calloused. Like, it's fine. Whoever goes home.
Yeah, I know, right? So I suppose that you want to jump right in and talk about Tyson going home, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it hurts, but this one you saw coming, unlike Ethan.
Yeah. Ethan was a shocker, but yeah, I think we could have predicted this happening this week.
I think a lot of people did.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
you did you pick him
No,
last?
I
Oh,
was hoping it'd be like the one person I can stand to lose on that tribe, which is Sarah, but not, alas.
alas.
It was one of the hardest people to lose, but I feel weirdly fine. Whatever.
Yeah, well, it's getting to that point where we're gonna have to start losing some people we really like here. It's gonna have to happen at some point.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that that tribe is doing what the other tribe, what we wanted them to do, and go after the big targets. But
Yeah, it's like two different
philosophies,
worlds over there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks to lose him, but I saw people on Twitter complaining about how long the Edge of Extinction sequence is, but I was like, give me a break. This is the most compelling Edge of Extinction has ever been. Like, I'm okay with being here a little bit longer. It was such a, a story.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's kind of a knee-jerk reaction like of hardcore game bot people, like I mean, at the end of the day, it's a TV show we watch for entertainment, and like I want to see those moments if they're good enough. I want to
Hmm.
see those more than we've seen the game strategizing on the beach. We've seen that a million times. Like, how many
Yeah.
times do you need to see that? And
Yeah.
you want them to cut out what we just saw on Edge of Extinction. I mean, this is one of the greatest scenes of Survivor I've ever seen. I'll
Right.
say,
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
they sh- they made it as short as they could. I mean, I'm sure it took hours and hours to do that. So I think maybe what more people might be wanting is more of fun camp life content. But when you have the secret scenes, which we do, and that seems to be the main focus of the secret scenes is like fun camp life, then watch those. I mean, it's just extra content. You get it all in one way or the other. Like, do you care if it's all in the episode or not? Like, it's fine. It would deserve to be in the episode after Ethan's shockingly little airtime during his boot episode. They
right.
were obviously saving it for this. So,
Right, and this is coming from the two of us who in the past have been critical of them showing too much Edge of Extinction in lieu
yeah.
of,
Well,
sacrificing game, game time.
I'm
But
gonna want them to spend lots of time there now.
yeah, now that Tyson and Ethan are there together,
Yeah, that's
well, I
a
mean,
fun thing. That's got to be fun to watch.
that whole crew is awesome.
Yeah,
Honestly, I like all those people.
they were all very nice to each other. It makes me feel bad that they're all gone.
Yeah,
But
no, I mean, one of them gets back in, so don't feel bad.
you're right. They really worked hard for that one fire token. Now Natalie has 4. And they did all that, and they're still 3 behind.
Yeah, it's rough. What does 4 buy you? Do you remember?
Beer.
Just beer? Is
I
it
have no
really
idea.
4 for a beer? It's got to be
No,
like
it's not 4 for a beer. Whatever you could buy, it was a 6-pack.
it's got to be 1 for a beer for a six
Well, we'll
pack.
have to, maybe for next week, we need to remember to get that list again, because I have no idea. And they haven't
Yeah,
showed us the first episode.
yeah, we're gonna have to go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
Um, GB Oira says, "I'm manifesting that Rob, Sandra, and Parvati are all together in one
What? That would
vibe."
be amazing.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
Ben and Sarah with them. Bloop,
well,
bloop.
no, I think Sandra would gun for Rob. She obviously has it out for him.
That'd be, in that situation, that'd be so stupid, though.
Yeah, Sandra doesn't. Sandra came across in this episode a little like obtuse, to be quite frank. She
She's in a good
she
spot though, man.
she kept feeding the whole. I mean, she's just really stuck on her catchphrase. As long as it's anybody but me. She
I
said
don't
it like
think she
5
was
times in
saying
this
it to be a
episode.
catchphrase. I think she was saying it because that's what she wanted to say.
I know.
That's what she meant.
That's fine. It's just I don't know. It's boring to me, quite frankly.
She was in the swing vote position tonight. That's the best position to be in.
It works for her, whatever she's doing, man.
Yeah. She's got an idol no one knows about. She's about to go to a snap. She's snap. A swap. Sorry, guys.
Snop. Cullen Bohannon says, "Love Ethan. I agree. My heart has been calloused as well."
It's totally fine. I was telling myself before the tribal, after the commercial break, after the scramble, Yule's going, Tyson's going. It's fine. Just I'm just gonna say those mantras so that I know I'll be fine.
Yeah, it's time to mentally prepare yourself for more of this. I was kind of toying with the idea of Tony might be going home, but that never really manifested. So
it's in an okay spot too, but I mean, I guess it's all kind of moot at this point with a swap coming up.
Right. GB's filling us in. He says 3 tokens equals advantage in the return challenge.
She's already got it. Damn.
Yeah, she can have the 6-pack probably
and an advantage in the
and the advantage, which is what everybody wants.
Bitch. And she's like the beastliest out there anyway, so I don't know how anyone else.
Yeah, I got my
Tyson.
money.
Tyson
I got
maybe.
my fire tokens on Natalie getting back in this game.
That could shake things up for sure. If Natalie gets back in and the way Jeremy and Michelle have been sort of in control, they could run the table.
Right. So we saw in this episode that Sarah and Tyson were kind of forming a bond.
Yeah.
How come we didn't see anything happen with that? Why didn't Sarah do more to try to save Tyson?
Yeah, I was wondering that myself. I was like, why show this content? Because it's Sarah. Like, who cares if Sarah's friends with Tyson? Unless it comes into play later. But he got voted out, so could it come into play later?
Yeah, like makes you wonder if Tyson gets back in the game, possibly?
I said that preseason. I was like, well, if anyone could come back from extinction, it's Tyson.
Right.
But it's also Natalie Anderson with 4 fire tokens.
And Tyson's had like the emotional tug at your heartstrings confessional already, so.
Well, so was Ethan.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't say any of the other 3 have. Amber's talked about her husband.
They've still shown Natalie in a good light, so I would.
Yeah. Natalie's been one of the stars of the season because of extinction.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's dumb to speculate at this point, but the merge is only a few weeks away. I guess they still have a few more people to add to that collection.
Leave EDP. It's spelled Liev, so I'm going with leave.
Okay.
He says, did they throw the challenge?
I thought the same thing. How do you mess up that puzzle that bad?
Yeah, but Nick said he blames himself, and he clearly didn't throw it. He clearly messed it up. And if he was putting all that pressure on himself to do the puzzle, that means he was actually trying. And if he was trying, then he would have gotten it with all that time, I feel like.
Why would he be the one to throw it? Unless
I don't think
maybe they wanted to get rid of Tyson before a swap, because they were saying if he gets up with Rob and Parvati, I don't know, maybe afterwards the fact that he was the secondary vote, he was like, shit, I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. They don't show it when they decide to throw it.
They don't show it when they decide to throw it.
They don't always show it.
Remember that, people.
Cullen, Survivor's a game of integrity.
Cullen responded, he says he doesn't think so.
Yeah.
Is Cullen a guy? Sorry.
Cullen is a man's name. I assume it's a man. But yeah, so it occurred to me. I don't want to put that on those people, but it did cross my mind. I'm not going to say it didn't.
Yeah, I'm going to go with no. Yeah.
Because that's a huge lead they had. Poor Adam. God, and if that tribe lost, he was going to be the one they voted out. It just was so sad.
Yeah, Adam had a rough episode. And yeah, exactly. Like they were pushing him to do all the work to get. Like,
couldn't they send anybody else? Like, why'd they send the shortest people up there?
I feel like they kept sending Adam because they're like, hey man, if you want to stay in this game at this point, it's in your own hands. Like, you're gonna have to win it for us. So,
Okay, well, if I'm Adam, I can't wait to get rid of those assholes.
yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of work ahead of him. It's not impossible. We said the same thing last week. Nothing's really changed. So
He
yeah,
gets on a swap tribe, though. I mean, he might do all right. He can't be any more of a target on another tribe than he is on this one. So
right.
a swap is good for him.
This is about as bad as it gets for Adam. I think it's all uphill or downhill, whichever one.
I was thinking about this earlier this week about that is the Adam way. Like, remember in Millennials versus Gen X how it was like, I forget what he did, but it was like, oh, Adam.
He had a low point mid-season, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, after his solid move getting rid of like Taylor or breaking up Taylor and Figs.
Yeah.
T-Figs or whatever their name was. Swiggy.
I don't care. I'm not going to acknowledge that.
Yeah. Leave is asking our favorite from DeCall and Sele.
That's really hard.
That is really hard.
I mean, I'm probably going to go with Yule always.
Also, do you mean favorite character or favorite to win? I think he means favorite character.
I think favorite person.
He or she.
I say Yule. It's just always going to be Yule, even though I really love Tony this season. My heart will. I love how Yule was going around so aggressively hugging people, and after Nick did bad on the puzzle, he was like, "It's okay." It was so nice. I just love Yule.
Yeah, I think everybody's got their eye on him, though. Like the way he talks in Tribal, like when he was speaking so like nerdily in Tribal, everyone was looking at him like, They know, though. They have to know after spending 10 days with him. Yeah, but it's just so obvious in those moments, you know. I'm gonna go with. He
said that he thought Tony was an asshole before Tribal Council.
Yeah, that was a bold statement. Tony was actually kind of taken aback by that. He was like,
but he said he's not now. He said he's loving.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever thought Tony was an asshole. I mean, maybe a little bit in Cagayan, yeah.
I mean, I feel like Cass brings out the asshole in anyone, so he kind of. I don't blame him.
I was just gonna say, Tony's my favorite for sure.
It's between Tony and Yule for me.
Yeah, and then on the other side, favorite character. Well, my winner pick's Denise, but is she my favorite?
They don't show her very much, but after what happened to Ethan, who was my favorite, I think I'm gonna go with Denise.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm just like I'm
Don't spend too much time on it.
I'm spacing on everyone who's over there. It's probably between Jeremy and actually I really like Parvati. Like, yeah, she's like superhuman, man. Yeah, she's impressive.
Well, except when she's trying to grab a key, she failed every single time.
And she put some bad juju on Sandra during the challenge. She's like, "Yeah, you're gonna call that the Sandra bench, Jeff?"
Good one, Parv.
Well, I thought that was good because it was strategic. She's like, hey, everybody, Sandra doesn't do anything. Don't give her the $1 million at the end. Go ahead, let her get to the end. Don't give her the $1 million or $2 million this time. Don't give it to her.
She's made it to a swap. She's made it to a swap.
I thought it was a really good way to start planting that seed in people's minds that Sandra isn't doing anything to get there. She's just anybody but me. Pretty easy strategy.
Yeah, it's not going to
work.
No. This one. Not much longer. These people are no dummies.
She's gonna have to
That made no sense.
She's gonna have to demonstrate some agency, is all I'm saying. More agency.
She will.
Yeah, she could for sure. Cullen really likes Parvati, Michelle, and Sarah. Yeah, that's good.
It'd be fun to see them together. Maybe they'll all get on a tribe together with Wendell. Wendell and Michelle confirmed. Everybody. What? We said it here.
Michelle or Mendel?
Neither of those are particularly good.
Let's go with Mendel. I like Mendel. Okay. Leave says those keys were unreasonably high.
Well, there are tall people on your tribe. Why are you sending the shortest people up there?
Oh, that was
that. Everyone else was just sitting in a boat.
That was on my mind the entire time. But the people in the boat were all shorter, I think. I want to say Denise was another one that was in the boat.
Everybody was in the boat.
No, not everybody's in the boat. There were swimmers, and swimmers had to stay in the water. And guess
Michelle
what?
was in the boat, and she's
All
taller than those
all
people.
the tallest people were in the water. Rob was in the water.
Mhm.
Ben was in the water. Um, who else?
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. But Adam's very short man.
He is. He did it, though. He got all three of those keys.
So there was a reason they sent him back up, and I was wondering if maybe it was because they're like, "Hey, fight for your life, buddy. You're next."
It reminded me for a second there. I thought it was going to be a repeat of the Cerie thing, where it's like, "Oh, you lost, but keep going. You can do it." And I was like, "I don't need to see this after the Ethan thing, which was great, but I don't need to see this on top of it." So I didn't
Yeah,
think it was possible for them to actually come back and win. So it was really exciting when they did.
right.
But
I agree. I don't really want two of those in one episode.
right,
Yeah,
that would
like
that
one
would
is
pale in
enough.
comparison to the Ethan one.
Yeah, Ethan's was amazing. Because it was so legitimate what he was going through. I mean, you got a medical
Yes.
professional there, like, yeah, your blood pressure's low. You're
Hmm.
probably gonna faint.
If you feel you're gonna faint, I love that. If you feel like you're gonna faint,
You
yeah, you're probably
probably
gonna
are.
faint. And I'm like, oh, thank God you're here.
Yeah, that would send me away. That's for sure. uh, okay. So
Silliness. I
Adam,
loved.
go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say
No, I
when.
was about to just start running through my notes. So
Oh,
whatever, if
well,
you wanna.
I really, really loved when after the challenge and it was scramble time and Tony was thinking, maybe we should keep Tyson, and he just bolts off into the jungle and starts like
Yeah,
Tonying. I was like,
yeah.
yes,
He
but
went.
don't put the target on yourself, but yes.
Yeah, he went right to work. But yeah, that was also my fear. I was like, uh-oh, I might be right about Tony going home because this is the
Yeah,
part where he flips the target onto himself.
right.
But
But he
yeah, that
must
was
have,
classic Tony, just off to the
yeah.
jungle.
So Nick only got like 2 votes?
I
One
don't
or two
remember.
votes.
I don't know. I only remember one for sure.
So eventually they all came around and voted together, except for Tyson and probably Kim. I don't know. Are they keeping Kim out of the loop?
I found it interesting that Nick voted for Kim instead of Tyson, and he says it was because he thought Tyson had an idol. But like, you
Yeah.
also got all this talk about how Tyson is like Nick's idol. It was almost like he couldn't bring himself to vote for Tyson. Like he
Maybe
didn't
that
want
was
to he like
it.
didn't want to believe it. That they were
Yeah.
basically fighting. They were going head to head. But yeah, it could have been the idol thing too. It's just interesting that he did that. Because he was the
Yeah.
only one to vote for Kim. So.
And
Um,
so why do you think Tyson gave Nick his fire token? That's who he was
I
going against.
I think as self-aware as Tyson is, he also does have a huge ego, and I think he likes that Nick is a huge fan of his. And
Hmm.
we did talk about how, well, via text a bit ago, we talked
Yeah.
about like you were like, why didn't you give it to Rob? And my thought was, Tyson is petty, and he would admit that openly to you. He'd be like, yes, I'm petty. If I can't win, I don't want Rob to win, so I'm not gonna help him.
Mhm.
That's my
Yeah, he
theory.
probably already knew. Well, Amber's giving him one, so he probably. I don't want him to have three.
Right,
So.
right. GB's got the
Yeah.
votes for us. It's one for Kim, one for Nick, 7 for Tyson. So it
Oh,
was,
so it would have been a tie then if Tyson had whipped out an idol,
ooh,
and
that
they
would
could
have
have
been
revoted
that
between
would have
Kim
been
and
cool.
Nick.
Backing up one comment back here, Adam's edit is incredibly interesting to me. He's been
Yeah.
all over the screen, even in the sneak peeks since the start. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Yeah, he's one of those at least pre-merge stars of the season, and how he's talking about his mom, and it's like, oh boy, here we go again. Maybe he's going far. I don't know.
Yeah,
When they have the personal content,
yeah,
that makes you think a little bit harder about it. And they've shown a
right.
couple times Michelle talking about how her win was controversial, or she felt like maybe she didn't deserve it. So they keep mentioning that as well.
Yeah,
So there's
yeah.
a few things out there.
I kind of foresee Adam sticking around for a while for sure, making a real run at it. Because
Yeah.
now that people haven't gotten him out yet, and he's seen as somewhat of a shady character, people
Yeah.
will like want to take him to the end, thinking that he can't win, sort of thing. You know?
They might. They
Yeah.
might. Yeah, you're right.
Um, Cullen was wondering if we're gonna recap Alone when it comes back.
Oh my God, I forgot it was coming back. When does it come back?
Well, the thing is, it's actually on right now, but it's something called Alone the Beast, and that, from what I've heard, is like pairs of people. They're not actually surviving, or it's a group of people, I think. Maybe a group of returning people, I'm not sure, but they're actually working together to survive and hunt or something like that.
Yeah, maybe they got sick of all the lack of hunting and Alone, and they were like, well, let's make a show that's just about the hunt.
Well, I know from the last season that one guy got a moose or something, and I think that was like the most exciting part of the whole episode. So people are like, or they were probably like, people like the hunting. Let's do a whole season of hunting.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll say maybe.
If they bring back the original Alone, which I haven't seen in a while.
Right.
But
I haven't heard anything about
it might be
that.
fun. It used to be fun to talk about that.
Yeah, we used to really love that show, but I wonder if it's getting stale because I didn't feel as into the last season, maybe even the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it kind of feels like.
Although the returning player season was fun, just to see all those people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Randy.
Let's get back to Survivor though. Adam said he shit his pants.
And then he was castrated.
Not a good time.
He said pooped.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I can't say the
poop
word
my
poop.
Pants.
I'm a grown man. I don't use the word poop anymore.
Didn't stop Adam. I wish he would have said shit, and they could have just bleeped it out. It would have been better than saying poop my pants.
Is shit really a cuss word anymore? I feel like
no, but the FCC
should,
will tell you that it is.
Children should be allowed to use the word shit, in my opinion.
Many of them do, I'm sure. Remember when we went to the playground? David, let's just tell a childhood story real quick. Do you remember when we went to the playground? We were like, I don't know, I was like 8 or 9 or 10 or maybe a little older. I don't even remember. And our dad was playing basketball or something. And we were like, let's just swear the whole time.
And
then after like half an hour, we were like, let's pray and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's a true story.
That's what happens when you're raised Christian, I think.
Immediately you're told not to swear.
Well, you toy with the bad thing and then you feel guilty about it and you ask God for forgiveness.
That's what we did when we were children.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I remember it was really fun though. I remember getting a real rush out of saying all those bad words.
Naturally.
Let's see.
Pants. Anyway, he pooped his pants. I hope he didn't actually poop his pants. You think he was being serious?
Leaves says, did medical secretly supply Ethan with electrolytes?
Yes, I just read an article. He got a little sugar tab thing.
Okay.
Glucose.
Yeah.
And so he felt better pretty much right away. And then he said he felt bad, like, if you're giving me to this, you should give it to them too. But that's because he was feeling really competitive. But they gave it to him. It's fine.
Yeah.
He needed it.
Must have had something to do with his blood sugar then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so got that back up. Started feeling a little better. And yeah, he needed to rest. He was like you said, he was pushing himself.
He was trying to keep pace with Natalie. Pushed
himself too hard.
Yeah. He said Danny had the right pace. She was like, I don't know why you guys are running.
Right.
And she was
right. So they did give him something, but I think the rest component was just as important.
Yeah.
To be honest,
he
needed.
They gave him a boost.
They had all day, day. So he just needed to slow down.
Yeah, he said after he finished, they still had 2 hours before the sunset. So
do you think you would have done that? Like, would you have tried?
Well, I was thinking about it, and I was like, what the hell else are they going to do all day? You might as well. At least you have a goal or something to do.
Right. I don't know. Like, it's really tough to say. Like, part of me thinks I would really be tempted to just not do it. Like, I would just basically tell everyone, like, hey, I see this as a waste of energy, and I see this as a trick. Like, the token is not worth it. This is going to burn you out. Like,
how funny is it going to be if, like, the person who actually gets back into the game has, like, 0 fire tokens?
Right. I mean, Survivor, it's just like, it's like Tommy Sheehan winning Island of the Idols without ever going to Island of the Idols, when every single other person had been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It'd be fitting.
wouldn't be the
but
first time. Yeah.
yeah.
So you would do it though.
Probably. I mean, what else I just think you would get bored. And if everyone else is doing it, I mean, I'd be a lemming. Follow the herd.
I think I would be as smart about it as I could be. I would be doing it as slow as possible. I would go I would go sit on the stairs, walk to the top, sit down, go pick
Mm-hmm.
up a log, sit down. Like just
Yeah,
constant
like
sitting and just real methodical, real slow and methodical.
I would probably be a little Yule-like and bring some math into it, like take a
Right.
leisurely pace and then time myself. Well, I guess you don't have a watch, but like kind of get a general idea of how long it took you. Figure out how long it'll take for 20 of those,
Right. You can
etc.
maybe judge by how far the sun moved divided by 20, you know.
What do you like? The sun moved a half an inch according to my fingers. I mean, that's I don't.
Yeah.
How do you measure that?
I
Unless
don't
you
know.
have a sundial.
Maybe they have a sundial. I don't know.
They probably made one. They probably will if they haven't yet.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got in this episode. Oh, I liked the little pep talk between Michelle and Boston Rob when they're playing the little
Yeah,
game.
that was sweet.
The little game,
Yeah.
isn't that cool? And she basically openly admitted,
Yeah.
that she is not as proud of her win as she should be because of the
Right.
backlash she's gotten from people like us, like big
Yep.
big Aubrey stans who thought she got robbed by Michelle. So you can see why Michelle feels this way, but it was Rob was like, "Hey, if you win, you win." The end.
Yeah. It's a compelling story. I mean, it's like there's so many different ways all these people won, so it's interesting to hear someone like Boston Rob, who no one would have disputed his winning season. No one
Right.
else came even near what he did.
Right.
And someone like Michelle, who people said didn't deserve it. So for him to say it must have felt pretty good. She seemed pretty happy when he said that.
Right. Yeah. And of course, he beat her at the ring game too. He's like, "I win."
He did. Did you see the secret scene last week where Wendell made the exact same game for the other tribe?
Well, he did make that same game in Ghost Island, if I remember right. Yeah. So
Okay.
he's known to do that.
Well, I forget what podcast I was listening to, but they were making fun of it. Like, oh, Wendell's this big builder and he makes the same game that Boston Rob made. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure Boston Rob is also like a builder. He's a construction worker.
Yeah. And also,
And he
I'm pretty
built
sure
things.
Wendell did it first. There's no evidence that Rob ever did it in his season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So there you
we'll
go.
see.
And I'm 90% sure I heard that Wendell did that in Ghost Island.
Okay, cool.
This was funny. The Adam kissing ass sequence when he's trying to make up like
Poor Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I
trying,
mean-
isn't he?
it's a good idea, right? Like
Well, these are winners. They see through it. Other people might be like, oh, hey, thanks. But, these people know what he's doing.
yeah.
It sucked when he was like just not receptive to anything Rob and Parvati said. Just like, yep, okay, walking away. And how it didn't even matter. Rob and Parvati still threw him under the bus. And Jeremy, it worked. Jeremy and Michelle got mad.
Yeah. It worked for sure.
It worked really well.
Yeah.
So again, he's very lucky there's a swap.
Yeah, I loved the scene with Rob and Parv. As soon as Adam leaves, when he's like, "Should we do this? You want to throw him under the
Let's do it."
bus?" Yeah, let's go. And then he just goes. Yeah, definitely awesome.
It's fun. I never expected to see this much Boston Rob and Parvati together. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's really crazy.
It's crazy they're doing so well. But
Yeah.
I mean, they did say in that very same scene that they're at the bottom, and it seems to be true. So, yeah, maybe they're not
We'll
doing
see
that well.
How the
They're doing
swap
very-
works out.
They're doing very well considering their chances going in with how big their target is. Possibly,
They all made the swap. Rob, Parvati, Sandra all made the swap.
you could
Who'd have
argue.
thunk it?
You could argue Rob and Parv are the two biggest targets in the game from the start.
Well, yeah, Sandra apparently isn't even worth consideration on her tribe.
The two-time winner.
Yeah.
Going on 3.
Why would you go after her?
Yeah.
You know
Parvati
what,
got.
though?
Oh, yep.
Sorry, I just wanted to
No,
point out that
I'm just going through
whole
notes. So if you
playing
have,
up how she's playing up how she's mad at Rob seems to have done something, because one of the reasons they wanted Tyson out was his connection to Rob. Sandra, from all her complaining about him, seemingly doesn't have one anymore. A connection to
right.
Rob.
Yeah, that's a really good point. If that was all part of
Mhm.
her strategy, then that means she actually was successful in convincing them that there's no connection there, making her
Yeah.
less of a concern.
When
Which
there
she
are two statues of them
side,
across the city
side by
together.
side. Yeah, that's insane, dude. That's crazy.
That's fun.
Um, Parv got Ethan's token.
She did.
What's she gonna do with that? Spend it?
Beer.
Beer. That's
Yeah.
always the answer. Yep.
I doubt Parvati drinks beer.
Yeah.
She drinks kombucha.
Probably. Yeah. That's a good guess. Kombucha. Yeah, the relationship between Tyson and Sarah kind of unexpected.
Yeah.
They do seem to like match up on a sense of humor level. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I get it. Like, I
Yeah.
guess now that it's there, it makes sense to me. It was just
Yeah,
kind of unexpected.
for sure.
But, I mean, it's weird. Like you said, it's weird they even put a highlight on that when he was just, see you later, Tyson.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I guess we covered the challenge pretty well. Uh,
Yes.
there was a comeback that was
A
unexpected, but
huge comeback.
I still don't think
Massive
I
comeback.
still don't think they threw it. I think Nick was trying, and he failed. Maybe maybe whoever was supposed to be helping Nick was throwing it, but Nick was trying,
We'll find out. We'll find
and he
out.
had a lot of time. So if he was good at puzzles, he would have gotten it. So Nick sucks at
I don't
puzzles.
know. You don't think Yule sitting back at camp crunching those numbers, being like, we're going to swap to 3 tribes next? Who do we want to get rid of?
Yeah.
Do we want to entertain that possibility?
Yeah. That's a good point.
I don't know. Truth. We'll find out the truth after the season, but we've got to remember to keep our eyes peeled for it.
Let's see here. Do you have anything to say about tribal council?
It was the last 2 tribals, even though the end of them have been kind of upsetting, have been very calm affairs. We haven't had any like whispering. We haven't had any of the crazy dump your bags out stuff. It's been very. I think things have sort of settled down, and they've just been very. People are very good at keeping their stories straight.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of am wishing for a little bit of action at tribal council. What about you? Or do you like it calm and steady that way?
I don't love I've never liked the whispering.
I haven't
I
either.
think it's stupid. The bag dumping thing was all theater. I agree with
Yeah.
Jamal. Jamal said it's all theater, and he sold me on that. I'm convinced he's correct. Jamal is correct about everything, by the way.
Most things, yeah.
But yeah, I thought this tribe was like, or tribal. I thought this tribal was entertaining. Like, just from the perspective of look at all the characters sitting there that we've only got to
Yeah,
see
that's the last
once.
time we'll see them all together.
Yeah, and Jeff kind of went through and gave them each a chance to talk, and it was fun to hear them all talk. And yeah, so that was fun.
And Yule called Tony an asshole.
Yeah, classic stuff.
Never would have thought I would have hear Yule say that, but it was funny.
I missed Tyson's appearance on Edge of Extinction at the end. What happened there?
He said, "Wow, you guys have so much firewood." And they all were like, "Oh, no, you did not," because he doesn't know the story behind why there's so much wood there.
Oh, it's too bad I missed that.
Go back and watch it. Yeah, it was funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I look forward to seeing Tyson on the edge. That should be interesting. I mean, it sucks. Ugh.
Yeah, it does. But Tyson on the edge, another great character to add to that mix. So that should be a lot of fun.
Do you think anyone's gonna raise the mast? Ever?
Tyson might. He might be like, screw this, man. You guys had to carry 20 logs up and down stairs. Do you think Tyson?
It's just probably gonna get worse for me. Yeah, Tyson would have done that.
I don't know that Tyson would have done that, man.
He might. If anyone wouldn't, he'd be like, "What do I need a fire token for? I'm gonna win the challenge anyway." But he's going up against Natalie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could argue if you're worried what other people thought, you could argue to those people that it's a strategic decision to save your energy because you don't think it's worth it. That's
it's totally your decision. But I was getting mad. I was like, why would Survivor do this to them? This is brutal. This is so mean. For one token?
Yeah.
Could have at least given him 2.
One of our fans or followers, subscribers, Cullen, he's filling us in on his alias. His alias is the name of the protagonist on Hell on Wheels.
That's right, Hell on Wheels. I knew it was
so
familiar.
You recognize
I used to watch that
show. Nice. Yeah, I've never seen that.
Hell
That's
on
cool.
Wheels.
It says,
I remember that
great show on AMC. Cool. Have to check that out sometime.
It was a Western. I was pretty into it when I lived in Illinois.
Oh, cool.
For some reason. I was really into Westerns.
Right. Westerns are fun. Westerns are fun indeed.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Cullen Bohannon. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say one more thing about Cullen Bohannon, the character. The guy who plays him was the guy who played Sarah's douchey fiance on Lost. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yeah. Okay.
Moving on. Sorry.
No, that's okay. Do you have any strategy you want to talk about? Because we've actually pretty much already picked this episode apart. Like, we've picked out we talked about all the good parts pretty much.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if there's anything else you want to say about strategy.
Well, that's why I felt like last week the vote came out of nowhere, and this week it was like, okay, so it's Nick or Tyson. Like, it's very simple. It seemed so simple that they kind of telegraphed who was going home, like kind of earlier in the episode with Tyson and, so earlier in the episode, like before the challenge even, they were like, yeah, Tyson's a threat. Sandra was saying it. I'm not listening to him. I'm nodding my head, but he's got to go. And they don't usually do that. So it's nice to see them. I guess they mix it up sometimes. They telegraph who's going home right away.
I tip my cap to the editors. I think they mix it up all the time. They always keep me guessing.
Yeah.
I'm never really quite sure. Even if I'm sure, I'm never really quite sure.
Yeah, because going in, I was like, okay, Tyson or Nick, that seems way too easy. Is there a third option that's going to come out? But there wasn't. So
yeah.
It made sense. Unfortunately, he was a big target. They were about to swap. Get him out. It made a lot of sense.
For sure. Yeah.
It sucks. It made more sense than the Ethan thing. That made no sense to me. It hurt a lot more. Yeah. But I said.
I think it wasn't just Sandra, though, that wanted Tyson gone. I think, we definitely saw that Wendell and Yul and that alliance, they were just as concerned about the Tyson connection to Rob. And that's really, I think that was the driving force behind this vote. They were convinced that
perhaps
Tyson would hook up with them and game over.
Yeah.
Lights out.
Perhaps if they probably expected Rob and Parvati to get voted out, but they kept not getting voted out. So they were like, well, we can't let them get together. So
can't leave them another piece on the board for them to
sucks
use.
That it had to be him, but I understand.
For sure. Any questions from the couple people that are watching this right now? Throw them out there. We'll start talking about looking into next week. Definitely excited to see the drama between Wendell and Michelle. That's going to be fun.
Juicy. I love it. So unexpected.
Sexy.
Sexy, yeah. Very.
Yeah, you got the swap. No idea what's going to happen there. I think you were right, though. It's going to be 5 tribes of 3, like you said.
Shut up. So Michelle, Wendell, and one other person.
Yeah, exactly. Who would make it even more awkward? Like Nick or Natalie can't be there.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to come up with the potential. There's endless potentials with 5 tribes of 3.
Yeah,
it's going to be 3 tribes of 5.
The most awkward tripod possible. Which pairing you wish happens with the swap? Sandra and Parv?
Yul and Parv.
Yeah, because they're from Cook Islands together. That'd be a cool connection.
Gotta see Yul and Parv together.
3 tribes of 5. So exciting, says GB. Definitely agree. It's going to be cool. Not a lot of wiggle room there. You know,
No, nowhere to hide. I think they
three to
merge at
two
13 these
votes.
days, right?
Yeah, you know that stuff better than I do. I don't
Lately, I think they
remember.
merge at 13, so they'll probably only have these configurations for. Maybe they merge at 12. They'll have these configurations for 2 or 3 votes, and then merge,
Sweet, that's exciting.
which means someone comes back from the edge. But
Definitely.
yeah, there's no way to predict who's going to go home. I mean, this would be the week, a swap week, to say Rob or Parvati or Sandra or somebody like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, who's your MVP for this episode?
This episode, Adam.
Yeah.
No, can it be Adam?
There
I
was.
felt so bad for him, and he had a little moment of triumph there. So, although I have to kind of pick Ethan, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You pick Ethan. Go for it.
I'll pick Ethan.
I'll pick
I'll pick
someone in the
Ethan.
game.
Sure.
Um, man. Anybody
I
save?
know.
Anybody save their
Who was
ass?
really responsible for that move? It was just that group, that Yule Sophie group, I
Yeah.
think, that, and the
Yeah.
other group was questioning whether they should go along with it.
I'm tempted to give it to Boston Rob, to be honest. Like just for his he definitely ingratiated himself
True.
to Michelle even more. I bet she loved. I mean,
She liked hearing that.
whether he meant it or not. I'm sure he meant it. I'm sure it was real.
Yeah.
It was the perfect thing to say to her. She
Yeah.
loved hearing that, and she's in his pocket, I feel like. And the move to throw Adam under the bus seemed to have worked. Jeremy wants Adam gone. Jeremy's like, he got Jeremy to legit gun for Adam, so that's pretty good stuff. So Boston Rob.
I think it was hard. Jeremy seemed kind of fed up with Adam and his butt kissing.
Yeah. So who's going home next week?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be. I'll just pick Parvati because it seems like people are more willing to go after her than Rob.
Yeah, I think Rob's good for a little while still, which is insane.
He has people who want to protect him. It's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm gonna go with Nick. Like they're gonna get him. He's gonna continue to be like someone that's just easy to go after, and they're just gonna be like,
Yeah, he seems
that
like
guy."
he's the name you throw out
yeah,
for some reason.
yeah. He's just like,
That's the
For
second
some-
time we've seen him be like, why me?
yeah. For some reason, he's coming across as like prey, like
Yeah.
lamb to the slaughter. You know.
He's
I don't know.
Pickens.
He's a nice
Maybe it's the
guy.
accent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like nice guy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
I
slit his
I
throat.
think he might stick around a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
He might not. Swaps do bad things to people in good spots.
Yeah, I'll just say Nick.
Okay.
All
We
right.
shall see. These weeks are flying by.
I know, right?
Yeah. This season should just be on forever.
I know.
But it
Any other thoughts on this episode?
No, it was another good one. A little more telegraphed, but like we said, mix it up. I like how they mix it up and keep us on our toes. So, and it had some emotional moments as well, which was cool. So,
Yeah, definitely a good episode, I thought.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
for
good
sure.
stuff. Sucks to lose Tyson. I hate it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Tyson is awesome, but this was a long
He
shot.
had to know he was going to be a target, a huge target. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't pick him as my winner pick because he was on the short list. Definitely.
You picked Denise, huh?
Yeah, it was like Denise. It was Denise, Tyson, Jeremy, and Kim. I think were mine.
I had Kim.
But
I had Kim.
She was on. We both pretty much agreed on our short list. I feel like we were really
We
close.
picked different people for our short list. We had to. That was the rule.
Was that the rule? I don't know about that.
Anyway, Kim's not looking great. She
Yeah.
needs a swap too.
Yeah, for sure.
Real bad.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for the comments. It is fun to have you guys like give us some ideas on what to talk about because really we kind of just we just go and see what happens. And I also have a few notes, and that's about all we have. So it's nice to get some ideas and hear some thoughts from you guys, and that's really cool. So thanks for doing that.
Our
If you,
technology worked.
yeah, okay, you did actually start to cut out at the end, which is the perfect time for that to happen. But you're back. Um,
Okay.
yeah, thank you guys. Subscribe, click the thumbs up, and we'll see you next week for episode 5. Alrighty,
Swap time.
have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.